What's up and welcome to KplusGaming Corner, and in this Outriders video I'm sharing my Trickster Chronosuit set, which is an excellent firepower build and a great and fun way to set up your Trickster while running through trials and expeditions. It took me a while to get around to messing with the Chronosuit since WorldSLAYER. It was a build I ran on occasion in the base game, but it seemed there were so many other better builds and combinations to keep me busy that I actually ignored this set. But since I started really getting into it, I found that this can actually be quite a strong weapon build due to some of the mods that the set inherently comes with, though I do wish the set bonus had an additional attribute like maybe 30% increase to firepower or something like that, but it still works fine. Getting right into it and looking at the skills we're using, we're going with Borrowed Time, Twisted Rounds, and Hunt the Prey. Borrowed Time is going to be key here since that's how we're keeping our Twisted Rounds up, because with the set bonus, anytime you revert time, which is what Borrowed Time does, you're replenishing the ammo in your clip. And I'm getting Borrowed Time every 2.6 seconds, so I'm never running out of Twisted Rounds. Hunt the Prey is always great for mobility, plus as we'll see when we get to the gear, I'll also be spreading vulnerable and weakness statuses around as I'm zipping through the battlefield. For my weapon, we only need our primary gun since Twisted Rounds will be up the whole time, and at the moment I'm using some basic epic purple automatic shotguns, mainly this one, which has been great but would have been perfect if it came with close range damage instead of long range, and it rolled with Fortress and Anomaly enhancement, and then I threw on Deathronome, which makes this a pretty powerful shotgun, all three weapon mods synergizing pretty well. And I'm switching back and forth with this purple gun that's also been a lot of fun and rolled with Shadow Comet and Critical Point, so I'm getting those critical shots much more often, and then I included Deathronome here as well. The mods and the weapons I'm using for this build are flexible though. Feel free to experiment and let me know down in the comments what weapons and mods you'd recommend or would like to try. Moving to our gear and starting with the helmet, I'm using the Chronosuit mask, which comes with both aggressive teleportation and strong twist for some extra firepower while Twisted Rounds is active. And with aggressive teleportation, now's a good time to mention how I use Borrowed Time, which I've never used as the developers probably intended to be used, at least not until I started running around with the Terminal Velocity set. I basically double tap the skill and activate and cancel it right away to set off aggressive teleportation and make it into sort of a moaning winds effect whenever I'm surrounded by enemies, and dealing a nice amount of damage with the explosion it causes in a 6-meter radius. The headpiece also comes with Anomaly Echo in the APOC slot, which makes this an all-around nice helmet to use for the boost in both anomaly power and firepower. For the chest, I'm using an Armor of the Maxwell's Demon since I didn't want to get stuck with either of the mods that come on the upper Chronosuit chest piece. Both Death Shell and Additional Mag would each be dead mods and don't help us at all with how we have our build set up. Instead, here we have Tactical Retreat, which is fun and useful to use as a trickster since rolling around every 8 seconds is leaving behind an explosive anomaly orb that deals decent damage. I pretty much hunt the prey right behind an enemy and then immediately roll around to get the orb out, which explodes and catches anyone near you. This chest piece came with Captain Hunter, which is always ideal since I don't now have to find room for it elsewhere, and we'll have our extra 16% damage on elites. And then I included Kingslayer here, so whenever we're getting critical shots on elites, our firepower is getting boosted by a nice amount. I'm using the lower Chronosuit, which comes with Ammo Bargain, which is useful and also helps keep our Twisted Rounds up. Killing shots are replenishing 30% of your ammo in the magazine, and these came with Buckshot Shells, so we're getting an extra 12% increase to our shotgun damage, which is nice. I included Introvert here, which extends the distance considered to be close range by 2 meters, for reasons I'll explain when we get to the packs tree, but this could also be flexible, so feel free to try out some different things and see how they also work. We're going with the Chronosuit Gloves, which comes with Short-Term Loan, which is lowering the cooldown of Borrowed Time by 25%, helping us get to that 2.6 second cooldown and getting more aggressive teleportation activations, as well as Twisted Rounds replenishing, and they came with Personal Space in the APOC slot for a 12% boost to our close range damage, which is great since we're always shooting from close range. I included Radiation Jump here, so when I hunt the prey behind an enemy, this is how I'm inflicting vulnerable so I can deal a little bit more damage to them. This isn't mandatory though, in case you had something in mind that you wanted to make room for. I'm using Purple Boots, though the attributes here aren't ideal. The bonus firepower is good, but I still need ones that have close range damage as opposed to long range, and status power doesn't really help us in this build here as there's no real way to take advantage of it. Either way, they did roll the Sharp Eye in the APOC slot, so we're boosting firepower based on critical hits, and stacks up to 3 times. And then I added Stare into the Barrel for another boost to firepower, this one based on how many enemies are in close range and stacks up to 4 times. This works nicely with the Introvert mod on the pants that's extending the close range, so we're making it more likely that we'll be getting this boost. The boots also came with Weakening the Prey, so we're inflicting the weakness status whenever we hunt the prey behind someone. This could also be flexible though, but for now it works just fine. With the class tree, we're totally up top, and we're following along, grabbing Shotgun Master on the way for 15% extra shotgun weapon damage. We want to get Outrider Executioner, so whenever we hunt the prey or activate Borrowed Time, we're getting 35% extra weapon damage for 8 seconds, pretty much the whole time though, since both Hunt the Prey and Borrowed Time are back in way under 8 seconds. I'm getting Bounty Hunter for some extra weapon damage to elites, the more the better, Shotgun Adept for some more shotgun damage, and ending with Cold Calculation for another weapon damage increase for each enemy in close range, which remember our close range is going to be extended to a wider radius. With the pack tree, we're totally up top. We want to grab Adaptation since we're getting 15% firepower boost when we activate a skill, and Great Expanse, which is going to further extend the close range distance by another 2 meters. So between this and Introvert, we have an extra 4 meters of close range damage, so we're taking much more advantage of our close range weapon damage, Stare into the Barrel, Cold Calculation in the class tree, and this next node, Quantum Entanglement, which is going to share 30% of your weapon damage to any enemies in that close range, so this is all synergizing extremely well. The Ascension points are simple enough. For this, you want to start with weapon damage and then close range damage. Anomaly damage helps out with your aggressive teleportations, and you always want some extra damage against elites, and some extra critical chance is also a good idea. The rest is up to you to fill in as you see fit. There you have it, that's the build for the Trickster Chronosuit set. Let me know in the comments if you've been running with the Chronosuit and how yours is going, or if you have any questions on how I have mine set up. If you enjoyed this content, do hit the like button and give a thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. And if you want to stay tuned for any new videos I'm dropping or when I'm live streaming, make sure you're subscribed to see what's next. I'll see you guys on the next one, and with that, until next time, peace.